Hello, my name's Nick Corbin. I'm an amateur gymnast and a Pokemon enthusiast. Dramatic reveal, I could pull it off. This is Nick Corbin. I'm a filmmaker, I'm an English teacher, I'm a musician. Been filmmaking here in Toledo probably since 2008 or so. Started taking it seriously in 2010. Probably a jack of all trades, maybe a master of one or two. This is a massive project for everyone. Like this is the biggest project that anyone here has worked on. I mean, obviously it's the biggest mural in the United States, right? No one involved in the project knew. There were some whispers that this might be the largest mural, but it's weird how they qualify it. There are lots of different qualifiers for it. So it'll be like the widest mural in the US, the tallest mural, you know, the tallest mural featuring this thing. So we ended up finding out, I think, first week or so, that the largest mural in the US was about 50,000 square feet. And then we measured this one, and it was about 170,000 square feet, right? So over triple the largest one currently. So I think things got a little more serious then. I think you could tell the anxiety rose a bit of like, wow, a lot more people are gonna be interested in talking to us about this and coming down here than we originally envisioned. But I think what's cool about it is that we have another big opportunity to be the largest mural in the world if we paint the back. It's a huge opportunity for a lot of things, because especially here on the east side, I don't know, a lot of people don't really hang out on the east side if they're not from the east side, right? They'll go to Tony Pacco's and that's about it. And what they don't realize about the east side is the feeling of the rest of Toledo doesn't care about us here. Like we're the other Toledo, right? We're across the river, we're separated. So doing something like this over here and making it this massive point of pride for everyone here, I think is just as important for the rest of the city, right? And I don't think it's really hit anybody yet because it's not done, you know? It just hasn't hit us yet that this once it's done, it'll be the largest in the United States, and then hopefully we will get funding to paint the back and be the largest in the world, and that's massive. So what's great about this is I had quit a rather toxic job, and I was scrolling through the news app on my phone and I saw Miami Street silos to be painted. When I did music, when I was a lot younger, I used to hang out over here on the east side a lot. And I drove by these silos, I don't know, 1,000 times in my youth, and I always thought that they were very ugly and they probably needed to be painted or at least covered in some way, right? All the repairs and stuff I thought looked a little unsightly. So I said, all right, I think I'm just gonna email the artist himself and see if I can get involved in this project in some way. So that's what I did. I emailed him and I said, hey, I'm Nick Corbin. I'm a filmmaker from Toledo. I've done documentaries before. Here's a link to my latest one. I'd like to do a piece on this mural. What do you think? And like 3 hours later, he emailed back, same day. Yeah, man, I'd love to. Let's get on a Zoom call in the next week, me, you, and my manager. And that was it. I got on a Zoom call with him the next week. This 20-minute Zoom call turned into 3 hours. And I guess I could say the rest is history. It's obviously more complicated than that, but that's how I got into it. Yeah, so equipment-wise, like what am I using to shoot this? So I came in here, I feel like almost nude in terms of like the equipment that I thought I'd be able to shoot it with what I owned already, which was possible for maybe a couple of weeks. It was just basically me with my GH5 and the trusty 24 to 105 millimeter Canon EF lens. Realizing pretty quickly that it doesn't resolve nearly as much as I needed it to get the kind of detail shots for the silos. You absolutely cannot stand at the base and get any good shots, regardless of how wide your lens is. You know, you absolutely have to be out. So that's where the drone comes in. And then also, I'm deathly afraid of heights. I would suffer a cardiac event if I went in one of those lifts. So I'm not getting up there and shooting anything, period. So I need a GoPro, right, to do time lapses or anything else. Sometimes I've actually just put it on regular record video and then mic'd them up and then synced it later for interesting things. Yeah, I've had to get hard drives, I've had to get new mics, I've had to get a ton of batteries, lots of new equipment in terms of stabilizers and shoulder rigs, just an insane amount of stuff. And I think I've probably spent at least $500 this summer on sunscreen, at minimum. I'm a big believer in formula for movies. I would challenge anyone to find a movie in the past 50 years that they thought was good that didn't follow the Hollywood formula. And I said, okay, this is what I think this documentary could look like when it's done. So I go through all these different beats and I'm like, okay, well, I need to get this, I'll need to enlist these people, I need to see these things or that. And when I got on site, nearly every single thing that I thought was gonna happen wasn't going to happen or had been changed or altered in some way, right? So first off, I thought Gabe Galt himself was going to be here as one of the painters, right? That ended up not being true at all. He is the designer, right? He's designed it, and then we have a team of local people from Toledo and Detroit painting it. So bing, right away, the entire through line of plot is gone, right? So now I have to involve, I think we've had 9 or 10, maybe even 11 painters, I can't remember because we had a few that were in and out quickly. So it's not just about one person doing this thing, it's about this large group of people, everyone with all these different personalities. And also, I thought this was gonna be done in 3 months. We all thought it was gonna be done in 3 months. You know, every single thing about this documentary has changed. I don't think a single thing has stayed, other than keeping the human element center. When you write a script, there's a theory of give everyone a limp and an eye patch, right? Everyone needs to have a unique thing about them. Sometimes they'll call it like a limp and a top hat, whatever it is. I did not have to do that at all here. Everyone is a weirdo, like in a positive way. Everyone is unique. You're never gonna get two people confused here. I haven't done a single interview yet for any of the painters. So all of this, I think what people really don't realize when we're talking about documentaries is the interviews seem to be like, oh, that's a big part of, but the interviews take the least amount of time by far, right? Like you can get I can, get all of the interviews done in maybe 2 weeks or so if I schedule them properly. So this B-roll, I mean, we're talking about 5 months of B-roll, 3 months of which I was here every single day, So it's insane. And we're talking about B-roll from multiple cameras, GoPro, a drone, my handheld camera. I've even used my phone when we went out to dinner, like, the painters and everything. So I just have an insane amount of footage. So I don't really think, I think it's easier to ask questions once I know what I already have, rather than having to try to go back out and find B-roll for that, because they'll be done painting for months at that point, So it's gonna be a lot of me watching this stuff, pulling the pearls out, laying them in a timeline, and then crafting questions from that for each individual person. I hope that this would premiere somewhere next summer.